So, hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Jonnychipz Weekly. My name is John Lunn, aka Jonnychipz, and this is episode number 69 on Friday, the 22nd of April, 2022. This week's episode is called Spring. Let's head on in. So yes, hi everybody and welcome to the episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you've all had a fantastic week or two, whether you've taken time off work for the Easter holidays or whether you've had to work and you've had the kids rattling around the house and trying to keep them occupied. Hope you've had a great time, whatever the situation that you're in at the moment. Yeah, it's Friday. It's time for another episode of Jonnychipz Weekly. We're up to episode number 69 now. Lots been going on. I've had a pretty, I wouldn't say mellow week, but certainly a quieter week in terms of social media and really just getting involved. I think I'm just starting to take that little bit of a chillax time at the moment. So it's been a busy week in work, so lots going on. There has been lots going on across the community. So without further ado, let's jump on over and do some community call-outs. Okay, first up, Azure Thames Valley with Chris Reddington. It's back May the 19th at Thames Valley Park, so it looks like they are doing an in-person event. I'm assuming it may not be a hybrid, I'm not too sure, but it's definitely an in-person event. Not sure if they're going to be doing that as a hybrid, but bookmark that. I'm assuming spaces will be limited, but if you want to go, sign up. I mean, it's great to see some of these obviously community activities and community sessions coming back to face now. Of course, we can all say hello to each other in person. They got some great speakers. Ryan Yates is going to be talking to the group around operational Azure management, making that a breeze. Building serverless cloud native applications with Azure Container Apps, and that's from Teague Brennan and Chris Reddington himself. So yeah, if you are interested, sign up to that RSVP. Yeah, it'd be great to get over to TVP and say hello to the group. So bookmark that in your diaries. More from Chris. I know Chris and Matt Fatunka, aka Memleak, on Twitter are doing a great series called Tool Up Tuesday, where they're working their way through building applications. As an Azure developer, effectively. So that's kicking off with episode number 5 fairly soon. Go and head on over to Chris's YouTube page to obviously set yourself reminder, things like that. I mean, it's a great series. I've watched a few of them now. I mean, Matt and Chris are great in the community anyway. They do so much. Always got some great knowledge to impart. So if you're interested in what it takes to kind of build those cloud native applications and deploy them, into container apps or app services, whatever it might be, go and follow the guys, see what they're up to. Follow Chris on Twitter at RedoBowen. Okie doke, and moving on, the UK AVD user group are also going back to an in-person meeting. So they're limited to 40 places at the Paddington offices, Microsoft Paddington offices over in London. So that will be on the 17th of May. So if you are interested, or you're in the local area, or you want to get over to London to see the guys in person, they got some great speakers. Again, they've got Vadim, who is the CEO of Nerdio, which of course is the company that Neil is working for. So that is the AVD management software, effectively. He will be joining that user group. You've got Jim Moyle, who's the senior program manager of AVD at Microsoft. Some heavy hitting people going over, and of course Tom Hicklin, who's also a senior product manager at Microsoft with Jim. So look, you've got some heavy hitters turning up at that user group, some great knowledge, undoubtedly. You can see there, Neil has already put on there, they're going to be level 300 type discussions, so not so much of the overview and high level things that AVD can and can't do. It looks like they're going to be digging into some detail. So if you're up for that, head on over, RSVP. As Neil says here, please only sign up if you fully intend to attend in person, because obviously they are limited to 40 places and it's really difficult to gauge how many people are turning up. So only sign up if you are absolutely going to go there in person. So, help the guys out with that plan in there. So great to see. Thanks, Neil. See you soon. next up, yes, Mr. Mike Pfeiffer and Kevin Evans have been doing quite a lot recently, actually. I'm due to catch up with Kevin fairly soon, as it happens myself. So it's great to see they did a live stream. I caught about 2 minutes of it before I had to go and sort one of the kids out yesterday. But really around Terrify. So if you remember last week, there was this announcement around Terrify, which is really about trying to build your Terraform state file from an existing subscription and resource group. So great to see Kevin and Mike got together to kind of have a look at that as your Terrify up and running. So that's on the watch list. Going to watch that. If you're interested, go and watch that yourselves. And yeah, have a play with Terrify if you're interested in infrastructure as code and seeing what additional benefits that can give you. So yeah, thanks for that, guys. Next up, Wim has announced the next MC2MC user group, which is going to be a Women in Tech event on the 28th of April. So that is, less than a week away. So they got some great speakers on there. We got Kathy, Kat Greenan, Joy of SharePoint, Jonah from the Swedish Azure user group, and Shannon Keane. So, I mean, look, you've got some fantastic community speakers there. They set up this Women in Tech event. 28th of April, you've got 5 fantastic people from the community coming on to do some sessions. So bookmark that, put it in your diary, go and support the user group and, of course, the speakers. Cool. Next up, Elkan. Elkan is doing some fantastic things. He's just reminding us there that Streaming Clouds have got a Cloud Careers podcast going out on the 3rd of May. And I thought I'd call this out because, of course, Elkan himself is on there. But you've got some other great people, again, from the community. Kevin is popping his head up there again. He's everywhere at the moment. Robin and Jack. Of course, Jack working on the Terraform modules with landing zones and enterprise scales, doing some fantastic work at Microsoft at the moment. So if you're interested in having a look at that, it's on the 3rd of May. 2 o'clock EDT. There's a registration link there. I guess if you go and follow Elkan, he's tweeted this out. I have retweeted it, but it'll be in my history below. So if you head on over to L Userboff on Twitters, go and give that a follow and go and RSVP. Yes. Next up, now I remember when Michael started this off a little while back now, I thought it was a great idea at the time, but it looks like it's blown up and become something I guess, Michael probably didn't even expect, but he's created effectively a GitHub repo, 90 Days of DevOps. So if you are looking to learn the ins and outs of DevOps, go and head on over and check out Michael's GitHub repo because it's phenomenal. I mean, it's got a number of contributors to it. 90 Days of DevOps, really picking a topic. It's really neatly categorized up. What is it? Why do we use DevOps? Then learning a program language, looking at knowing Linux basics, understanding networking, saying stick to one cloud provider, get efficiency, containers, Kubernetes. There's just so much infrastructure as code and on and on and on. 90 days worth of learnings there. And really, you can use this as a roadmap to try and understand as much as you possibly can about DevOps. Of course, it's not going to be verbatim, but it'll get you the core areas of things that you probably want to learn about if you are going to become successful in DevOps. So fantastic to see. Go and check that out. It's on Michael Cade's GitHub repo /90 days of DevOps. Or, of course, just go and follow Michael on the Twitters, which actually, this was tweeted out by Trending GitHub Repos. So there's Michael's Twitter handle. Go and follow him. Go and check this out. Superb information. So, thanks for pulling that together, Michael. And, of course, all the contributors to that. I think, there's quite a few contributors to it. Go and check it out and take a look if you're interested. And finally, Jürgen has tweeted out the exam updates again. Now, I know Jürgen does this on a fairly regular cadence. Really just gives us that heads up that we know if we are looking to take any certifications, then certain certifications are going through refreshes and changes and additions and subtractions of skills measured and all that good stuff. So head on over, take a look. You can see if you are looking to sit an exam over the next week or so, go and check that out because you can see if there are any of those exams affected by any changes. So thank you for that, Jürgen. Let's head back on over. Okie dokie. So, quick update. We'll talk through what's been going on with the Welsh Azure user group over the last week or so. So indeed, we had our April virtual event this Wednesday, just gone on the 20th of April. Two fantastic speakers, Keith Atherton and Anthony Mashford. Keith came on to talk to us about how to prepare for Microsoft certifications. Fantastic talk. If you are new to taking any certifications, go and check that out. That will be up on the YouTube channel very soon. Go and rewatch that session. Really gives you all the ins and outs, hints and tips and things to think about when you're looking to prepare for a Microsoft certification. So thank you for that, Keith. Much appreciated. And then Anthony was on to talk about Azure NetApp files and really deploying NetApp files on demand in Azure, and showing how that works and what that's all about. So it was great to see some really great demos in there. Again, that will be up on YouTube fairly soon, so go and check that out if you're interested. As usual, a really successful event using Matt's Quizzer as well. Go and check that out. Actually, I should pull that up on the board. Quizzer, and I'm going to find that right now because I should have prepared that. And I can't type. This is terrible. This is why I pull up all my things first. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to find it. I'm going to find the URL. But basically, Matthew Fatunka has developed a quiz engine, effectively, that we are using now for the Welsh Show user group. It's there available, Memleak, on GitHub repos. I think I've got to find it, haven't I? GitHub, Memleak, Quizzer. Come on, Google, do your thing. Oh, it's Bing. Oh, well, do you know what? Not to do anything a disservice, but this is live Googling with Bing. Right, okay, we're one step forward. Maybe that's my problem. Is that right? Okay, his GitHub is called Fatunka M, and it should probably be, there we go, Quizzer. There we go, we found it. So go and check out this GitHub repo. Matt has put some information there about running this quiz engine in your own AD as your Active Directory tenant, and how to get it set up and all that good stuff. So go and check it out. It's a really good, fun platform, and like I say, we've been using it now for the Welsh Azure user group for the last couple of months. Go and star that repo. So for the next event, it's not been published yet, but it will be on the 18th of May. Just waiting confirmation on a speaker at the moment. 18th of May, usual time, 6:30 p.m. It says GMT there. That should be BST. I'll change that now. Go and bookmark that in your diaries. But that was the Welsh Show user group for this week. Like I say, the video will be up on YouTube fairly soon. But until next time, that's the Welsh Show user group stuff. Okie dokie, quick head on over to Jonnychipz on the side now to see the other bits and pieces been up to this week and what's coming up. So first up, When Dev Meets Ops, the series I've been recording, live streaming effectively with Robbie and Swami, it's really starting to take off. I think what we're doing is we're building cloud native. We're designing, architecting, coding, building, and publishing a cloud native application on an Azure platform. So effectively, we're exploring various different techniques and tools and ways and capabilities that we can build, test, deploy our application. So, like I say, that's really starting to take off. We're doing it to the first and the third Friday of every month. So effectively, if it's a longer month, we skip a week, which is fine with us. We're only really doing 2 episodes a month. So check that out. The next episode is on the 6th of May. All the other episodes are below in the playlist When Dev Meets Ops. Go and check that out. Let us know your feedback, because there's some huge information, huge news coming out if you follow that through. We were aiming to keep them around about an hour in length, but they're spilling over to about an hour and a half. So we're going to try and constrain them back down to make it a little bit easier to manage, and not too much information in any given session. But they're really good, really interactive, really good fun. You can join in on the chat, send us your questions, things like that. We'll try and answer them live, but that's going really well. So in other news on Jonnychipz on the side, last week, huge shout out to Jim Bennett. Apologies, I had a little bit of an audio issue for the first 10 minutes or so of that session, but really fun, insightful chat all around the world of IoT and AI. So if you want to go and watch that back, like I say, apologies for the first 10 minutes. There is an echo on Jim's microphone, but go and check that out, and bear with the first 10 minutes. But yeah, the audio clears up there, and I realised the errors of my ways about 10 minutes in. But yeah, huge thanks to Jim. Like I say, he's doing some fantastic work across the community space, especially around the reactors up in the northwest of the US. Some great talks coming from Jim at the moment. He's doing some really fantastic stuff. So if you did miss it, go and check that out. But it is Friday, so we've got another episode of In Convo With coming out today, and it's with none other than Mr. Freek Burson. So join me tonight, 6:30 p.m, where I have a chat with Freek all around, well, loads of things really. AVD, Bicep. We know Freek has developed and authored the Getting Started with Bicep book. There it is. Go and check that out. We talk about that, talk about how we got into authoring books. We talk about AVD, Bicep, and getting into it. It's really good, fun chat, and he's obviously Freek is a great guy across the community doing some fantastic things. So look out for that later tonight. And I just wanted to give a shout out. Obviously follow account at the moment, subscribes. I'm coming up to the 900 mark. Thank you to everyone that subscribes to this YouTube channel. It's really appreciated. I'm looking to reach that magical 1,000 mark to see what magical doors open for me with YouTube at that point. But just wanted to kind of point out the kind of sessions that I've got on at the moment with my YouTube channel. So, if we start from the top, you can see that straight away you just get a bit of a playlist for the latest, the things that are up and coming, basically. So Freek is tonight. You can see that I've got quite a number of sessions scheduled for the next month with brilliant people across the community, and that's ongoing. I'm still recording sessions, so that's going to be going into the next few months worth of content. Then we look at what's been uploaded recently, and then we've got my Jonnychipz weekly playlist, which is where you're watching this video. Every week I do a little bit of a magazine type show like this with a few different sections: community call out, Jonnychipz on the side, Welsh Azure user group, and of course the Azure news and updates for the week. You can go back in time, show me some support, let me know what you think, what you don't think. Go and check those out, bookmark, click the bell notification, and you can just, hopefully just helps people keep up to date with what's going on in the world of Azure and cloud. Next up is the Schooled In series that I started a month or so ago. So I've had some fantastic guests on already. You can see I've got 5 or 6 videos there talking about, lots of different areas, to be honest. I wasn't going to be too focused with this series because my background is 365 in years gone by. Certainly over the last 4 or 5 years of my career, there's been a lot of Azure, and I'm very much Azure focused now. But I thought I'd try and merge that and try and bring in across collaboration across the technology stacks effectively. So I've had some 365, security, Teams, Defender application control, talked about Viva. Got some great things coming up, hopefully with infrastructure as code fairly soon as well. So stick around and stay tuned for that. Like I say, there's some great guests I've had on that. In Convo With, I think I'm up to video 70, 71, something like that now, with the number of guests that I've had on the channel. Have a quick look at the playlist, look back through, see if there's anybody in the community that you can spot, and give them a mention, have a watch, let me know what you think. Some great conversations in there, really great insights, and I've certainly learned a lot recording these episodes. We've got the Welsh user group playlist, which, like I say, the April event will be up there very soon. It is actually up there. I just got to publish that on the blog, so I'll do that fairly soon. That's up there. Go and give that a watch. But of course, you can go right the way back through. I think we're up to kind of probably like, I don't want to say 20, 15, 20 episodes, something like that. So go and check those out. There's loads in there to see. And the When Ops Meets Dev, like I said earlier on, we've got 3 episodes out at the moment. There's an introduction video there, not sure why they're out of sync, but there's an intro video. We've got 3 episodes out, 2 episodes, the third one is due to come out on the 6th of May. Go and check that out. I've got technical topics in there where I've either talked about something technical, did a little bit of a deep dive myself. I've got Cloud Family videos where I've been a guest on other people's shows, or I've done user group talks, so there's quite a few of those videos in there. And I've done some unboxing videos. I've done a deploying with Azure with Terraform series, some bits and pieces on video recording and streaming. So I got a bit of everything in there, really. Just stuff that I've been interested in for the last few years, and especially these two shows that I do, Jonnychipz Weekly and In Convo with, being the mainstays of the shows that I do. Yeah, go and check that out. Help me spread the word. If it's of interest to you, please do subscribe and let me know your thoughts. But for now, that's been Jonnychipz on the side. Okie dokie, let's head on over then. I think it's time for the Azure news and updates, if I can just get back to my screen at the moment. Yeah, come on then, let's kick on. Azure news and updates time, let's do it. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Azure News and Update Show. I'm just trying to work out why my arms are getting clipped off there in the old green screen. I think I may be sat too close, but hey-ho, not a lot I can do about that right now. Okay, so not too many updates this week. Shouldn't take us too long to get through. So without further ado, let's go and see what we've got in store this week. So public preview, Azure Monitor and Azure Managed Grafana integrations. So along with Microsoft's announcement of the Azure Managed Grafana, they're introducing this new Grafana integration with Azure Monitor. So using Azure Managed Grafana, you can now view your Azure monitoring data in Grafana dashboards in a few simple clicks. So you can quickly pin Azure Monitor visualizations from the Azure portal to new or existing Grafana dashboards by adding panels to your Grafana dashboard directly from the Azure Monitor metrics and logs. You can combine app and infrastructure metrics from multiple Azure sources into a single dashboard for full stack visibility, and you can easily get started with full stack Azure application infrastructure monitoring using out-of-the-box Grafana dashboard. So fantastic to see. I remember the announcement with Microsoft really getting close and I'm pretty sure they've purchased Grafana now, obviously, with this integration, I'm assuming. So, yeah, great to see. Go and check that out and get involved with Grafana. General availability, Azure Archive Storage is now available in Switzerland North. Great to see that expansion of services and that rollout of services. Great. More public preview, stable URLs for preview environments in Azure Static Web Apps. Okay, so when you deploy a site to an Azure Static Web App, each pull request against your production branch will generate a preview deployment available at a temporary URL. So Microsoft are announcing the expanded support for preview deployments with stable URLs. So this can be configured in a GitHub Action workflow by enabling deployment from branches or by specifying a deployment environment name. So to deploy non-production branches to preview environments, it's required to update the GitHub workflow to run when a push is made to the specific branch and define the production_branch property in the build and deploy job configuration. So alternatively, you can push changes to a named preview environment by configuring a deployment environment property in the workflow. So that's cool to see. Go and check that out. Next up, GA, rehydrate and an archive blob to a different storage account. Okay, so you can now rehydrate an archived blob by copying it to a different storage account as long as the destination account is in the same region as the source account. Okay, so rehydration across storage accounts enables you to segregate your production data from your backup data by maintaining them in separate accounts. Isolating archive data in a separate account also helps to mitigate costs from unintentional rehydration. So another GA, Windows Server Guest Licensing offer for Azure Stack HCI. So to facilitate guest licensing for Azure Stack HCI customers, take advantage of a new offer that brings simplicity and increased flexibility. The licensing is through an all-in-one place Azure subscription, and in some cases may be less expensive than traditional licensing model. The Windows Server subscription for Azure Stack HCI is generally available from the 1st of April. With this offer, you can purchase unlimited Windows Server guest licenses for your Azure Stack HCI cluster through your Azure subscription. You can sign up and cancel anytime. There's a free 60-day trial, after which you're going to be charged around about $23+ per physical core per month. So there we go. More public preview app service configure networking in the Azure portal during app creation. Cool to see. So App Service has added that Azure portal support for configuring network options regarding VNets and private endpoints. So the capability that's currently in public preview allows you to use a portal to ensure a secure configuration from that very moment that you create the new web app in the App Service. So it's also available via the Azure CLI and obviously ARM templates. So great to see that. Go and check that out. And finally, GA App Services networking capabilities added to basic pricing tier. So those VNet integration and private endpoint support is available in the Azure App Service basic pricing tier. So you can now use that outbound VNet integration to enable your apps to access resources in or through a virtual network without granting inbound private access to your apps. You can use private endpoints inbound to allow clients located in your private network to securely access your apps over private link, eliminating exposure to and from the public internet. So that extends the robust security capabilities already available in other app service pricing tiers to the basic SKU. So meaning it's even easier to get started with that Azure App Service. So there we go. Not too many updates this week, but some great updates nonetheless. Thanks for watching. Let's head back on over. So yes, thanks everybody for watching. Really is appreciated. Like I say, please do check that little bell notification, subscribe to the channel if you can. Would be really appreciated. Let me know what you think of the show. Give me some comments below and let me know what you'd like to see, what you wouldn't like to see. But for now, I've been John Lund. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you all next week. Bye for now.